Aged pensioners are, for the most part, a fairly passive Conservative lot. So imagine what it took to drive them into the streets and strip just to get the Rudd government's attention today. Australia's 2 million senior citizens say they feel let down and betrayed after being overlooked in this week's federal budget. All this while foreign workers are given tax breaks to work here.
A fair go for pensioners! A fair go for pensioners!
Fair go for pensioners and get rid of Rudd!
It was enough to stop traffic.
A fair go for pensioners! A fair go for pensioners!
And all the work of this woman.
And I said to my husband, this is not right. I said, I'm sick of this. I said, I'm going to do something about it.
And 72-year-old Shirley Grant has done just that, organising a protest that brought a city to a stop.
Well, somebody's got to do something because the government are not doing anything for us. We're getting nothing.
Tuesday's budget was a golden opportunity for the new Rudd government to act on the elderly. Unfortunately, though, it was opportunity lost. 3 days later, there's hell to pay.
They blew it. Rudd blew it. And when Rudd comes up again, he'll blow it from me.
And as far as I'm concerned, the Rudd government's honeymoon ended for me on Tuesday night.
I mean, what did the pensioners get? Nothing. Not a thing. Grass razoo.
Not even a mention.
Not even a mention, Damien, you're quite right.
Somebody cynically is sitting around saying there's a generation of Australians that eventually will die off and we don't have to worry about them. It's too expensive to increase the cost of the pension and we'll just hope and pray that no one talks about it.
Earlier this year, we put radio commentator Steve Price to the pension test, giving him $270 to last the week. He flunked spectacularly after just 2 days.
Well, the mistake they've made is that people are talking about it, and the older Australians who fought to make Australia the great country that it is are not the sort of people to passively sit by and let that happen.
Like if your toaster breaks down, that's nothing to us, buy a new toaster. To them it's a catastrophe. It's an absolute catastrophe for anything to go wrong.
Celebrity support came from John Michael Housen, who's ageing a little himself these days.
And this is supposed to be the caring government. This is about the Labor government, and they ignored the pensioners for a whole lot of airy-fairy stuff. And I think that they're going to get their priorities right.
Now, while our pensioners really loathed Tuesday night's budget across the Tasman, they absolutely loved it. News this morning from New Zealand that thousands more Kiwis are about to move to our shores to take advantage of the new tax breaks and all the other benefits of living in Australia. Yet the very people who built Australia get nothing at all.
Yeah, in Australia we earn more money and we pay less tax.
While Melbourne's Flinders Street was this morning at a standstill, Sydney's Bondi Beach, the Kiwis were all smiles.
I think it's good that we pay less tax in Australia than we do in New Zealand.
So the first 9,500, you don't pay any tax on that at all, and yeah, that's huge.
Those people who have worked, pensioners who have worked hard for many, many years, are now in retirement. Those are the sort of people that we respect and we should be looking after them.
Huey Williams from the Transport Workers Union says favouring immigrants over our own is un-Australian in its extreme.
And if there's any concession that the government can give, those are the people who should get the concessions, not foreigners from other countries.
You do a good job, you work all your life, and then you have people coming into the country, they get a brilliant start. What start do we get? Nothing.
It's terribly unfair that people come into the country purely to get government benefits, not all, but some, and meanwhile we're not looking after our own. That's not fair.
We can't keep people who have served this country through all the tough times eating properly, and yet we're going to open the doors and say anyone who wants to come in, here you come, no problem.
And Prime Minister Rudd says any changes to the pension may have to wait until the completion of a comprehensive review of the tax system, which won't report until the end of next year. Certainly not what pensioners want to hear. And if you are struggling to survive on the age pension, send us an email or just give us a call. It is an issue we will continue to raise on this program.